Welcome to another episode of Parable Thursdays. Today, we'll look at one of Jesus' most powerful lessons on unwavering prayer, the parable of the persistent widow found in Luke chapter 18 verses 1 to 8. Luke chapter 18 verse 1 says, "And he spake a parable unto them to this end, that men ought always to pray and not to faint." Jesus begins by revealing the purpose of the parable: continual prayer and steadfastness. Prayer is not a momentary act, but a posture of trust. Not to faint means to never give up, even when the answer feels delayed. Verses 2 to 3 says, "There was in a city a judge, which feared not God, neither regarded man. And there was a widow in that city, and she came unto him, saying, Avenge me of mine adversary. The judge is unjust, lacking reverence toward God and compassion toward people." The widow represents the vulnerable, overlooked, and powerless. Her plea, "Avenge me," is a cry for justice in worlds where she has no earthly defender, yet she keeps coming. Verses 4 to 5 says, "And he would not for a while, but afterward he said within himself, Though I fear not God, nor regard man, yet because this widow troubleth me, I will avenge her, lest by her continual coming she weary me." The judge refuses at first, not because she is strong, but because he lacks concern. However, her unwavering persistence moves him. Her perseverance creates change where goodness is absent. Jesus draws attention to her relentless faithfulness. Verses 6 to 7 says, "And the Lord said, Hear what the unjust judge saith, and shall not God avenge his own elect, which cry day and night unto him, though he bear long with them?" Jesus says, listen to the conclusion. If an unjust judge will respond to persistence, how much more will a righteous God respond to his beloved people? Bearing long does not mean silent abandonment. It speaks of God's perfect timing, refining, strengthening, and shaping us as we wait. Verse 8 says, "I tell you that he will avenge them speedily. Nevertheless, when the Son of Man cometh, shall he find faith on the earth?" God's justice does not falter. He answers with certainty and completeness. Yet Jesus ends with a searching question. When he returns, will he find a people who pray with the same persistence as this widow? Her example calls us to unwavering, steady, enduring faith. This parable reminds us that persistence in prayer is not about convincing God, but about aligning our hearts with His faithfulness, trusting Him through every delay, and believing that His justice always prevails. If you like this parable and its explanation, do share it with people who would find it useful. If you would like to see more parables along with their explanations, do check out our YouTube channel. We come up with new parables and their explanations every Thursday. God bless.